Well, morning. My name is Juan Carlos, and today I'm going to talk about the insurance in Costa Rica. Okay, so who we are, what we do. The insurance office, sorry, our insurance office is located at ARCR. So we are part of the service that we provide to ARCR members. Okay, we have a group that has the experience in insurance for over 20 years. So anything related to insurance, we will be the people to talk about any questions that you may have. Okay. Today, I would like to talk about three different type of insurance: automobile, health, and home insurance. Okay. And in Costa Rica, if you already had the joy to drive in Costa Rica, you will find out that have a automobile insurance, it's gonna be very important. Okay. In Costa Rica, we have something that we call marchamo. Marchamo, it's the mandatory tax that you need to pay every year to drive the car in Costa Rica. Okay? Along with the marchamo, you will add some type of insurance, but it's not enough in case of accidents or in case of property damage. The marchamo, it's a basic coverage in case of injury or death, and it will cover only $12,000 per year. You can add additional coverage to the marchamo, but basically the original marchamo is just $12,000 coverage. The marchamo, it needs to be paid every year before December the 31st, and usually the bill comes around November the 15th. So anyone who have a vehicle so needs to pay the marchamo. We recommend to have your vehicle with an additional coverage, okay? Not just the marchamo. At least having some type of a protection for liability. And if you are planning to buy a new car or expensive car as an investment, so we recommend to have full coverage on your vehicle, okay? The difference between here and other countries is the automobile insurance is not mandatory. That's why we recommend to buy a insurance in Costa Rica, because in case of an accident, there is a funny thing here in Costa Rica. In case of an accident, half of the vehicles don't have insurance, and the other half, the driver doesn't have a driver license. So it is very important for you to know that have insurance on your vehicle. It's very important. Usually in Costa Rica, every driver start with a 45% discount. Okay. And, and with ARCR, with our group plan, you will get an additional 5% discount. So you will get 50% discount, which if you see it, it's not a discount because the price is very reasonable. But the problem is in case of an accident, it will start going up, losing the discount, something like that. With the voluntary insurance, you can pick a coverage like personal liability, medical insurance, liability against property damage, collision, theft, additional risk, and roadside assistance. Roadside assistance, it comes very handy, especially here in Costa Rica, due to the type of roads in some areas. Okay, it will cover towing service and fixing the wheel of your car if you run out of gasoline, and even if your car it's a newer model, it will offer a free taxi from your house to the airport and from the airport to your house. Okay, and so it's a good coverage, and have several other things that are important to check when you get your car insurance. So let me tell you about how the automobile insurance works here in Costa Rica. In case of an accident, you cannot move your vehicle from where the accident happened. Even if you are in the middle of the road in a rush hour and people is coming back and forth, the car will not move. You need to call 800 800 8000, so assistance will come to take pictures and give you a report for the accident. And also you need to call 911. Okay, those two numbers, in case of an accident, you need to call both, because the police will print you a ticket for the accident, and the insurance company will print you another receipt for you to start the process in case that you want to use your policy, or in case that it was not your fault and you want to use the other person policy. If the other person does not have a policy and your policy covers property damage, you can use your policy to fix your car, okay? This will not affect your records once the judge decided it was not your fault, okay? Important things that you need to check. Yes, sir.
I understand it doesn't affect your record, but will it affect the cost of your insurance going forward?
No, because if you have a resolution that it was not your fault, so that will not affect your records. Okay, that's why it's important that in case of an accident, you call the police and the assistance. So you can have the report, you can submit that to the court. It will. It's not an fast process, but definitely it is worth it when your car get pretty damaged in case of an accident. Okay, things that you need to check is that the other person have a valid driver license, because believe it or not, it's been several cases where a client or ARCR member get into an accident, and ticos are very persuasive, and they are like, oh, let's not call the police, let's do something, I will pay for it, I have a friend who does that, I have a brother who does that. And and at the moment you're trying to not be that person, and you're like, okay, está bien, let's not call. And it can come back and bite you. Because I have couple situations where client did not call the police, and then later on that person went to the court and filed a process against the client. I remember once one of my clients, she calls me and she said, I'm getting sued. And I'm saying, why? Because the day of the accident, I didn't call. The guy was injured and all that, but he didn't have driver license. So now he's saying that he was not driving. It was a friend of him he was driving. And now his friend has a driver license. So she needed to prove that it was not the other. It was kind of a, you know, something that you can avoid, just calling and avoid this experience. For example, I have another client that a week ago, well, he had an accident in December, and then he said, "What should I do?" Because he was with a motorcycle. I say, same thing. Call police, call INS, and last week they all went for a conciliation. I repaired my damage, you repaired your damage, there is no problem. So and the judge just now needs to print the document where they says no one is going to file any other complaint, so it's closed, but at least you had the reports, okay? So just make sure that in case of an accident, you file the report. Of course, as part of the service of ARCR, in case of an accident, you call 800 800 8000. You call 911, and you call me, who I am the person who is going to help you through the process. If you need to go to the court and you need someone to help you and be part of this, I will be helping you during the whole process, okay? Same thing. Things that you should do in case of an accident: do not move the car, call 911, call 800 800 8000, make sure the other driver has a valid driver license, and always make sure that your car have the Riteve and the Marchamo are up to date, okay? The Marchamo, as we just spoke, is the tax that you pay at the end of the year. So by the first of the month in January, the marchamo has to be paid, and your windshield needs to have the new logo of the marchamo for that year, okay? And the reteve, in it expire based on the last number of your plate, of the plate number. For example, if the plate number of your car ends in 9, so you know that you need to take your car for inspection is in September, okay? They will give you a sticker, you will put it in the windshield, and that's every year, okay? Unless your car is a new car, so the first time you get it for 1 year, then you get it for 2 years, and then you get it for 2 years again, okay? But those are kind of things that are very important to know about the automobile insurance here in Costa Rica. Marchamo and Riteve, make sure you always care the paper that you when you pay for it. Some people just say, "Oh, but right there is the sticker." Yeah, but besides the sticker, they will check that you have the paper, okay? Because the sticker will not have all the information related to your vehicle. So make sure you always carry in the car. You need to have in your car the current Marchamo and the current Riteve. You don't need to have, I've seen cars that they carry the last 10 years of Marchamos and Riteve. So in case of accidents, they start, okay, let me see which one is the one for this year. So once it passed, you can throw it away. It's not necessary, okay? Oh, this one it's important. And so that was with the automobile insurance. So let's move to domestic helper insurance. You might be wondering, why should I know something about domestic insurance? And believe it or not, it's an insurance that is very important here in Costa Rica. Most of the people, a lot of people use help in their homes. And there is a confusion when you hire someone to come to your house, because just the fact that they are coming for a few hours, you don't think in the importance of their job. Because if something happened to that person while they are in your property, you are responsible. 100% responsible. So that can be they are in your property cleaning and they fall down the stairs in a very horrible situation. She's not able to walk again. So you will have to carry with all the medical expenses and indemnization and all that. If you hire a gardener to clean your garden and something happened to him, he's with the machete and cut his finger, so you are responsible for that. So I always like to introduce this part because you're coming to Costa Rica to enjoy your retirement, to enjoy our country, and you don't want to get involved in this type of things. I had it was one case, a, a client that she had all the coverage, all the insurance through our office. So she calls because she needed to cut some leaves on the tree in the property. And she said, Juan Carlos, should I buy a policy for this? And I said, of course. That's a very dangerous activity. She did. And he started working 8 in the morning. 9 in the morning, he was in intensive care in the hospital. He fell out of the tree. He fractured the ribs, and one of the ribs punched the lung. It was horrible. Thank goodness she paid, I think was like $30 for the policy, and everything was covered. Hospitalization, indemnization, the time that he was not working, everything. So in Costa Rica, and you will find out that we cannot say, I don't know. We always know. So, but you need to make sure to ask to the person who knows what you are asking. You will see it if you are on the street and you ask for a direction. People will always tell you where to go, even though that's not the right direction. If you ask for something, people will always have an answer because we like to talk. So it is important that in case that you have doubts about something, find a help with people who may know in that area. Okay, so never assume in Costa Rica. Even for us, sometimes I need to know some things, and then I'm like, I think I can do this way, but I better call and find out. And it was not, I have to do it in another way. So that's what I like to bring up this about the domestic insurance, because for $110 per year, you can cover a cleaning lady and gardener for 1 year. If you change the person, you just make the update through our office and we will change it. Yes.
Is there a limit as to how much, for example, when you said to we're more litigious country, but we have what's called umbrella liability,
Mhm.
which covers things over and above the normal policy. Do you have something like that here, or do you need it because we're not litigious?
No, here you buy for an specific matter. You don't buy. For example, this policy. it will cover everything you need while they need the assistance. So it doesn't matter how much, it's the amount. Okay. For example, that case that I just told you, uh, I think it was over $50,000 they spent in the whole thing, and it was covered by the policy. Yes and yes. Okay.
Mark, if you're renting, this would not apply. If you're renting,
Yeah, it apply if you pay to the lady or to the gardener.
okay.
If it is included in your contract and you are not paying out of your pocket, there is no relation between you and the person, because the relation is with the exactly, correct, correct, yes.
Question. Um, Most gardeners and housekeepers are Nicaraguans.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them are illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you insure an illegal
Yeah, with the passport.
with their passport?
Yes,
And
that's correct.
if the passport is expired? Because most of them have a passport that's expired.
Yeah,
I'm asking that
yes, it's true. Yeah.
because 90% of the housekeepers and gardeners will have lived here for hours, goes back to Nicaragua every year,
Mm-hmm.
and now she has to renew her cédula for refugee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she is legal, but most of them are not.
Yeah.
They don't go back home because they have to skip the border, so they're illegal. How do you find a way to insure those people? Is there a way around it?
No, they need to present a valid passport or identification. So other way you cannot take the risk of having a person that it will be, in case of an accident, it will be a problem for you. Unfortunately, yes.
What we used to do for many years when we used to have illegal immigrants, we would just pay their doctor or whatever, what needed, if they cut their finger or whatever, take it to the hospital and get it fixed and we just pay for it.
Yeah,
But if they have a horrible accident like you just said.
exactly. And as you just mentioned too, a lot of them can request the refugee status, and even though if they don't have the cedula or something, at least they will have a document that it is in process. So they are not illegal because there is a process that they are going through. Exactly. Same thing, if that's the situation, you can send us that information and we will send it to INS. And if they approve the insurance, so there is no problem, okay? So that's with the domestic home insurance. It's very important here in Costa Rica. This is a country, tremors, earthquakes, and flooding and rains, and so which will be very handy to have this type of coverage. Okay. Yesterday was a tremor, pretty strong. I don't know if you felt it, but yeah, that's very common here in Costa Rica. I was in the living room, and out of the nowhere start all the walls checking, and so that's one of the beauties of Costa Rica. You don't know when it's gonna be a tremor, and it's gonna spice your day. So in Costa Rica, we have this program, Comprehensive Home. It's the one that we recommend in case that you are buying a house. It covers all the basics: direct damage to the construction, direct damage to the contents, including the theft, and any natural disaster. So it's a pretty complete policy that it will cover all the structures and contents of your home. Okay. For being members of ARCR, you have an special rate for this type of policy. The annual premium is around $270 for each $100,000 insured. Through ARCR, you will get an additional discount because we have a group policy. We have a group policy, and and it will reduce the premium. Okay. Um, Same thing. We will help you through the process of getting the policy. We will take the pictures and we will help you in case of a claim, which is the very important part. Okay. Um, well, so that will be with the comprehensive home insurance. I don't know if you have questions. You can also insure just the contents because some people ask me, what if I want to insure just the contents because I'm renting? So you can insure the contents as well, and the rate it's gonna be the same. Okay. So that's for the house insurance. Health insurance. Okay. You will find several options for health insurance. Through ARCR, we have a plan that it's available only for members of ARCR. You will not find this policy with any other provider because it is an exclusive plan for ARCR. This is a $100,000 insurance coverage per year with a $1,500 deductible. Some people ask me, is it $100,000 enough in case of something? Of course, yeah, it will cover a long way here in Costa Rica, okay? And this policy renew every December. So it goes from December to December, and every year you will start again with $100,000. Okay. There is a premium, and the premium is $1,300 per year. The age, it doesn't matter. It will be $1,300 for the person that want to join this type of insurance. It will cover pre-existing conditions. It depends the type of conditions that you try to cover, okay? So the base rate it's $1,300 per year if you have a clean record of health. Once you pass the medical test, if there are some things that need to be checked, so the premium will start going up. But based on the rates that you will find at this time, $1,300, which is about $100 a month, it's a pretty good option. Even if you get additional charges for a pre-existing conditions, for example, cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, so things like that, it will increase the rate, but definitely will be a lower rate than policies that you can find in the market. Okay. This program also comes with a travel insurance. It will offer $10,000 travel insurance, and the travel insurance will work separate from the policy because the travel insurance, in case that you need it, once you while you are traveling, it will pay just $100 deductible. So you pay $100 deductible, and you open the coverage of 10,000. So this type of plan it's being very effective, and people really like as a complementary insurance once you get the caja, because you will have to pay for caja. And caja, it's a great service, but sometimes if you need an appointment or something that you need to check right away, it can take longer than what you are expecting. So that's why a lot of people it's using private insurance to cover their health in case of something major. Okay. With this policy, you will get coverage for hospitalization, outpatient, nursery home. You will get assistant medications. So it's a very complete plan. Okay. And I don't know if you have. Okay. And in order to apply, it's very simple. You just need to complete an application. We turn the application in, and INS will respond with the type of test that you need to take to continue with the process. They will cover those tests, and in case that there is something out of the normal, you will have to provide additional information. Okay, at the end they will provide the type of insurance that they are going to provide you, and if you are agree to just uh, go ahead and take the policy. Okay, I don't know if you have any questions related to this. No. Okay, perfect. Just okay, so that will be the information that I have for you today. I know it was quick, and there must be a lot of questions, but en the, ellos tienen la información, ¿verdad? Okay, so here is our contact information. So in case that you come up with a question or you need more details about some of the policies, please you can reach me in my cell phone. That's my WhatsApp number. So you can send me a message and I will provide any information that you may need. Also, Carlos information, which is the ARCR number and his personal telephone number. So anything related to insurance, please, you can give us a call. Even if you already have a policy and you need to check if the coverage that you have are the are proper, of if you need to update your coverage or if you need to arrange the type of insurance that you have, we can help you with that too.